So I got a hold of about 3 minutes of gameplay in Civ 6, and I want to put my commentary over it and discuss some of the things that are going on in the video. So this is the exact same map that I played at the Civ 6 event. You'll see a settler here, a spearman here, a horseman here, as well as a perfect example of the sprawling cities so far. Here's the UI. I was able to kind of get the UI kind of very quickly. For the most part, things are the exact same, except units management and mini-map mode has changed. This, I guess, switched sides. This is the Oracle. This is the Oracle. So this is a good example of wonders being built outside of the city center. Everything, you know, they have uncompacted the cities. The cities are no longer all together, which is going to be a big thing, especially for sieging enemy cities. That's going to be big. You'll notice a builder inside of this Chinese city. Now, they are no longer called workers. This is pretty much a worker, but they're now builders. You'll notice in the corner here that there's only 4 builds, which I think, base game, I think China gets a bonus to builds. So I think that you only get 3 builds per builder, and then that guy's going to disappear. So you'll notice right here that when this guy clicks on plantation, he's going to go down to 3 builds. So so there you go. I mean, that's something that we're going to need to keep in mind. You just can't have an army of workers anymore. You're going to have to build your builders, and they're only going to be able to do a few tile improvements at a time. This is the new Scout. This is the new, I wish I could zoom in. I feel like I'm playing it right now. So that is the new Scout, and here is Teddy Roosevelt. But yes, this is a Scout unit. And I think I mentioned that obviously this is China that we are viewing as. I also played as China. Okay, so here's Teddy Roosevelt. This guy's very interesting. So if you didn't know, the developers really wanted to give each leader a very distinct play style, much more than in Civ 5. I thought Civ 5 was pretty good at giving each leader a personality, but in Civ 6 they're gonna increase that. They're gonna increase that a lot because Teddy Roosevelt, it has the what's it called? I think they referred to it as like the big stick diplomacy. I think that was him. But so I remember on this map playing as China, I went to war with somebody, and Teddy immediately didn't like that. So if you're on the same continent as Teddy and you go to war with somebody else, he's going to denounce you. He's going to be upset, which I find very interesting. This is obviously the new diplomatic, kind of window, things like that. I don't think they're going to show it off at all. They're just going to say "honor to meet you," and I think they're going to go out of this. Here is a technology writing, very beginning technology. We are on turn 35. Something else to kind of keep in mind. As well as you'll notice, which actually you're going to notice it very soon. Oh, what is this? After meeting another civilization, you need, oh, there you go, bam. You research, your research in writing has now been completed. So if you've been looking over some of the articles that the developers are discussing, you can do certain actions in your game to help speed up some of the research. So now, since, like for instance, America. I don't think he started off coastal in this map. You can check the map mode here. He didn't start off coastal, so he didn't know, about like the ocean, I guess. So he's not going to get any bonuses for, like, let's say, for instance, researching sailing or fishing boats or something like that. Fishing. As China in this playthrough, in this particular playthrough, since they spawned, since their capital city is coastal, or at least they have a few cities that are coastal, they're going to get a bonus to the research. To I guess sea-based research, and that's going to happen all throughout the campaign. So because they met another civilization, maybe I'm not sure exactly what happened in this particular example. Maybe Washington already had writing, and that boosted your own research. The Chinese, their own, I guess, research in writing. So things like that are going to happen more. You're going to get little bonuses to research text faster depending on what you do. Okay, so this builder is about to build the Oracle, I believe, and this is a perfect example of the day and night cycle. So there is an option. I didn't get to play with the option on, and this gameplay does not show the option, but there is a day and night cycle now in Civ 6. I really love that. I really, really love that. That's going to be super cool. And obviously, the kind of Wonder movies are back, so you're going to see that for every single Wonder now. Yeah, so that was the Oracle. Actually, what did that say in the corner there? Oh, okay, your civilization has finished construction on the Oracle. Okay, that's cool. So you can continue. And the advisor. Oh, I guess advisors are back. Fantastic. Who plays with those things anyways? You'll also notice like a nice little, very clear who's in the game. So you have different the leaders here. So you can see yourself now, actually. So that's kind of cool. I always wanted to do that in Civ 5. I wanted to be able to see myself as a leader. If I was playing as Shaka the Zulu, I wanted to see myself. I wanted to see myself as Shaka. Okay, let's continue onward. Yes. Okay. So yeah, advisors are here. Obviously, yeah, wonders are going to be really interesting because wonders are. Oh, here's the city production. Yeah, wonders are going to be interesting because they are going to be outside of your city. They're going to be out there in the open. Okay. So city production. This is a district. Districts are an example of. What are districts can be upgraded. This is a campus which is going to give them research and technology and beakers. I guess we've got buildings returning. The granary. Hanging gardens and pyramids. So those are wonders. And the ancient walls. Interesting. I don't know what that is, and I don't think we're going to get to see. And then units are here. Battering ram, the slinger, which is a new unit that anybody can build. Warriors, scout, a trader, pretty much caravan, a builder, which is the worker, and then the settler. And then you have projects, the holy site prayers. To be honest, I can't remember what that was. I cannot remember what the projects were. But yeah. So here they're going to be able to place down a campus, and you'll notice that you get a bonus for putting it next to the mountains. So depending on what district and what location you put each district, you might get bonuses to the yield. So since there are three mountain ranges or 3 mountain tiles next to this tile, they get an extra 3 yield, something like that. Yeah, so because that would be why this is only getting 1. This is getting 4, which is amazing, but they'd have to buy the tile. It only costs about 50 gold though, and they could do it. That'd actually be worth it. That's science, baby. You should probably go after that. But nonetheless, yeah, I didn't do it either. I mean, I wasn't paying attention at this point in the game. Amenities, which is amenities and housing capacity. This is going to be kind of how happiness is going to work, or at least happiness in terms of like keeping the player from kind of exploding too much, kind of sprawling out and maybe just throwing out too many settlers. Something to keep in mind. Religious citizens. There you go. Religious citizens. We've got 3 buildings. A very clear, much more, I think, clear Q button than before. Nothing is being produced at the moment. But yeah, and then 3 turns till growth. And then we can look at the individual city stats here. Golds and faith, science, production, food, and culture. So yeah, that is pretty cool. I don't think we're going to look into any of the other things. This right here is, I believe, the political map modes or the overlays, this button here. Or maybe it's this one. Jeez, I don't remember. Oh, I think this is how you can set a distinct point. This button is a marker that you can put down, which is awesome. That's really cool. Kind of being able to put down a marker and eventually you can just notify yourself, hey, I want to go over here at some point. And that way, you can remind yourself. Crabs and whales. You can notice crabs and whales out here. Yeah, so those are the new... Those are the new interfaces or whatever. Okay, so boom, the campus has been built, and on top of the campus, the video is still going. I don't know why it blacks out like that, but yeah, on top of the campus, you can upgrade the campus, I think, to like a library or like a high school or a university or something like that. You upgrade each district. Now, if that district gets pillaged, you can see how detrimental that could be to an empire. So yeah, the city sprawling effect is going to be pretty big when it comes to city sieges. Here's a barbarian. I'm not sure who this is. Oh, this is also a barbarian. I think it is, at least. I think we're going to see an animation here. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. So there are the barbarians, and they destroy the encampment. Civic completed. Okay, so there's civics. This is what I was discussing earlier in a different video. This is pretty much social policies. So you can change policies. So this is military tradition. With your people enthused to try military tradition, government and social policies changes are free this turn. So that is pretty cool. You can't just change whatever, you can't just change your civics randomly depending on the governments. And I discussed that in an earlier video. I'll leave a link in the description below if this is kind of confusing. But yeah, you can't just change civics whenever. It's going to cost you points. Okay, so yeah, they destroyed that military or that barbarian encampment, and I don't know what this part is going to show us. Managed citizens. So managed citizens are still back. I did discuss with them. Don't worry. I know that this is kind of confusing. I'm pretty sure they're going to add the yield. I'm about 9. That's the first thing I said is like, wait, where's the yield at? because you'll see if you hover your mouse over it, it'll tell you the yield, but like I want to see like an immediate display. That will be, I'm pretty sure that I'm about 90% sure I asked them about that, and they said that that's coming. So don't worry about that. That was like one of the first things, like whoa, where's my yield at? I need to see it. So boom, there's the building of the, this is actually a few turns, yeah, this is turn 8. Okay, so this is actually going back in time. So there you go, you have the example of immediately building a farm, and that builder has now, I think, 3 more. Because he's China, I think that was one of their unique abilities. Their builders get 4 instead of 3. Here's a goody hut. You might have noticed this little goody hut in the corner. Yes, that is a ruin. So there you go, that's the new ruin icon as well. And what is the last thing they're going to show us? Jeez, I can't remember. Are we going to go fight? Here's an American scout. This is, I believe, a barbarian. Oh, okay, so you'll notice experience. You can now look at exactly which unit has as much, has, I guess, how many promotions they have. So this warrior unit has 1 promotion. This warrior unit over here looks like they have 1 promotion as well. Now you can name your units, and they have a few different, like, sort of randomly generated names. Of course, those are customizable, which is really cool. I'm really hoping for the kind of the XCOM effects where you the XCOM effects, which would be really cool, where if you get really attached to a certain unit, you might not be willing to just send him out there and go in and dying, because he's your favorite unit. So that's an excellent addition, I think, to Civ 6. Getting more players attached to their units, so they're not just sending them out and just killing themselves, having them commit suicide. There's a city-state over here, and I hope you guys also notice here's the Fog of War, but here's like the non-Fog of War, the kind of hand-drawn Fog of War, which is so cool. I think it's really cool. But yeah, this is a city-state. We don't know much about city-states. They still offer similar bonuses like they did before, but that's all we know. There's also a really big change. There's apparently a big change, but I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be. I'm just kind of going over this and making sure that I can't talk about anything else. I think that is about it. Off the top of my head, I don't think... Here's milk, I believe. So cattle resource will be a thing. And yeah, so we met America. So there you go. That is a brief look into the Civilization 6 gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like. I've got 2 other videos here on the channel, so I'll leave links in the description below so you can check those out. But about Civ 6, obviously. And but anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.